What's going on YouTube? Josh here checking in. We're back in the home gym. We are lifting some weights. It's been a long time since you see me lift any weights here. That's because there hasn't been any lifting going on in the Strength Doc gym. So I'm just gonna interlude, some lifting footage from today's workout and just kind of talk about what's been going on, where the hell I've been, and why I've not been lifting in this gym. So today's date is February the 1st, 2017. And by the way, if you see me lifting really lightweight, just stay tuned, there's an explanation for that. I injured my neck middle of December 2016. It was a very bad muscle strain, very bad. So I think probably a combination of sleeping bad and just kind of being aggressive with my deadlifts, I strained my neck very, very badly. It was to the point where the following day, I almost couldn't go into work. I almost had to go to the emergency room. Now keep in mind, I'm an emergency room doctor. I do emergency medicine. The last thing an ER doc wants to do is go to the ER. It's just, you don't want to do that unless it's an emergency. And it was really bad. So, I had to take a bunch of medication, eventually saw a massage therapist that really helped me out, but it was a very severe muscle strain. Literally, after not touching any weights for about 3 weeks and feeling like a fat POS, I decided I need to do something. I know I can't lift weights because I started to feel a little bit okay. I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna bench press, because bench pressing, it's like, how much do you use your neck in the bench press, right? Well, I did like a few sets with 185, super light, just moving the weight, nothing. Literally 2 sets, my neck was destroyed. Wrecked. I couldn't do anything for like a week. So I decided I need to get a membership at 24 Hour Fitness, which is the closest, big box gym to my house, so I could use some machines and, maintain some semblance of fitness. So, when you're dealing with an injury, that's my first recommendation is like, do something. Now, there's kind of like 2 kinds of injuries as far as I'm concerned. There are kind of those injuries that are somewhat easy to work around, and then there are those kind of injuries that you should not F with. Sometimes, honestly, it's hard to know what they're gonna be until you kind of test the waters, and that's kind of what happened with me. I knew this was kind of more severe than some kind of minor muscle strains that I dealt with before, because I was literally out for 3 weeks, but I figured, maybe I'd be okay, I could just do some benching, do something light. Wrong. For me, that was the indication that this is something that's more severe. So, if you're dealing with an injury or something like that, you need to kind of classify, is this something that I can kind of easily work around, like, I don't know, maybe I'll just do a different variation of this movement, maybe back squats are bothering me, but I could do front squats. This wasn't that kind of an injury, okay? So if you're dealing with kind of this other kind of injury like I had here, then, sometimes just completely ditching any free weight stuff for the sake of maintaining some sanity of yourself and some level of fitness and just using machines and stuff like that is the way to go. That's what I had to do for the longest time. Aside from that, seeking professional help and things like that were definitely a big help for me. Laying off, resting, of course, all that is kind of common sense. And then what I'm doing right now, what you're seeing in this video, this training footage, if you're kind of dealing with that kind of latter kind of injury where you had to take a fair amount of time off, you need to get back into it super slowly. Right now, the weights that you're seeing, these are baby weights. These are weights that, a 60-pound high school girl could do. Really, this is not meant to be challenging. This is meant so that I can feel comfortable with the motor patterns, so I can, just get used to working with the barbell again. And the second I feel anything a little bit off, I can cut it. I'm not gonna be pushing it even the slightest bit. Like, compared to what my 1RM is, the weights that I'm working with right now are well below 50%, okay? So, my plan basically is to do sort of a linear periodization. I'm gonna Actually, I take that back. Not a linear periodization, a linear progression, excuse me. So the plan is, basically to just add a little bit of weight every workout. So this week, I'm not really doing a structured workout plan. Next week, I will start a structured plan and just kind of baby weight, move up, get more comfortable, and kind of work my way back safely. because the last thing I want to do after not touching any barbell for over 6 weeks is end up in that same position. Because like straight up not touching a barbell for 6 weeks, I've lost a lot of size on my legs. I feel weak as all sin, and it's miserable, and you know, it's not in a place you want to be. So anyway guys, that's kind of the update. This training footage obviously was not that interesting, but you know, this is a topic that a lot of people don't talk about. You know, what do you do when you come back from an injury? Everybody on YouTube is posting their 700-pound deadlift, and not everybody is talking about when you do something stupid and you know, you're out of the game for 6 weeks. How do you get back into that, and how do you do that safely? So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Post your comments, your questions below, and you'll be seeing more of me. I'll catch you guys in the next video.